Hello, my fellow courtroom companions. This is Tamara, your courtroom companion, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the secret to interacting with a narcissist. In my experience, communicating with a narcissist can feel like you're swimming upstream in mud with like a suit of armor. It's hard, it seems pointless, it seems like you're just going nowhere, you're just kind of stuck in the mud. And to some degree, that is kind of true, not literally, but it feels true. It's true because of the way that narcissists tend to engage in conversation. And so we're going to talk about the secret to effectively communicating with them. So before we jump into the content, I'd like to remind you to please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you are informed when I upload my bi-weekly or bi-monthly videos. So let's just jump right in. So if you find yourself having to, interact with a narcissist because they're a family member, like a spouse, ex-spouse, parent, child, you can't always avoid interacting with them. And so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do that. There's a secret to it that I want to share with you. And if you haven't already viewed my 3-step process for it's almost like a formal process to how to interact with narcissists, I'll link it in the cards above and in the description below. So check that out after this video if you get an opportunity to do so. And I think it'll be very helpful for you. So what is the secret? The secret is that you have 3 distinct advantages when you are communicating with the narcissist. You have 3 advantages over them. And when you embrace those advantages, you'll find that you are not stuck in the mud. You'll find that you don't feel like you're wearing that suit of armor because you're going to rise above things because you know these 3 advantages. So let's just jump right into those. So the first one is that narcissists use words and communication as weapons and daggers. So knowing that, you can be really effective because you don't have to take the bait. So when they're throwing daggers at you or putting you down or anything like that, you don't have to take the bait. You know why they're doing it. So that is one advantage that you have over them. So narcissists, when they throw these daggers, the point of them is to kind of throw you off balance. And so that you find yourself sort of spinning your wheels, trying to engage them in conversation, but they throw you off balance with these daggers. And the next time you interact with a narcissist, I have a visual that I want you to kind of embrace. If these were actual daggers that the narcissist was throwing at you, you wouldn't just stand there, let them land, and then do something about it. You would try to not let them land. So I want you to pretend that you're sort of ducking and dodging those daggers, actual daggers. So when you have to duck low, sometimes you have to go side to side. Sometimes you just kind of have to move completely out of the way. And that's what I want you to pretend to do when you're conversing with a narcissist. So when they throw a name out at you or tell you that you're a terrible parent or a terrible child or whatever, I want you to not let that land. So let's use an example. Let's say you're interacting with your spouse or your ex-spouse, and that person is a narcissist. Let's say that you want to know when the child's next pediatrician appointment is, and that other parent, the narcissist parent, scheduled that appointment. Now, of course, you can just call the pediatrician, but for the sake of argument, let's just say you couldn't do that for whatever reason. You're calling that ex-spouse who made the appointment, or you're sending him an email. That's what I would suggest. Send the parent an email and say, can you tell me when the next appointment is? That response back from the narcissist will likely just not answer the question. The answer to the question could be April 20th. That's it, at 2:00. But usually they don't respond that way. They will throw out a bunch of daggers. They'll tell you what you're doing wrong. They'll tell you should have known the appointment, whatever. You're going to duck and dodge all of those other things because the goal of that interaction is for you to have the knowledge of when that child's appointment is. That's it. That's all you're after. And so everything else that's included in that narcissist response, you're ducking and dodging. They might throw a bunch of daggers out and never answer the question, and that's okay. You simply respond back with, I didn't see the date in your email below. Can you just tell me the date and time of the child's next appointment? And they'll probably send something nasty back again. And that's when you just stop. You just stop communicating and you go around the narcissist. You call the pediatrician, which you could have done it, in the beginning. But for the sake of argument, let's just pretend that, I don't know, maybe it was Sunday and the doctor wasn't in. So you're just going to duck and dodge all of the attempts to put you down, all those daggers. You're just going to just ignore. And then on Monday, when the doctor's office is open, you're just going to call and call and get the appointment. So that's advantage number one, is just knowing that they use words, communication, interactions as a way to get their narcissistic supply met, which is to put you down, and then they find that they'll have you defending yourself. And that's what they want. They want interaction, even if it's bad interaction. So again, if you haven't seen the 3-step process I developed for communicating with the narcissist, you can check that out. There's more information on this advantage that I'm describing to you now. Advantage number 2 is knowing that narcissists try to rewrite history. That's another manipulative tactic that they use to keep you off balance. And they do this because they want you to believe what they're saying in the moment. Because what they're doing in the moment is trying to either win the argument or, there's all kinds of reasons why narcissists try to rewrite history, but normally it's just because they need something in the moment. And usually that's narcissistic supply. And narcissistic supply is you arguing back. It's you arguing back. It's you defending yourself. It's you trying to write the record, to say, no, that's not what happened. Here's what happened. And it's maddening because you know that the two of you had whatever history this is. Let's just say it's a prior incident, and the two of you were a part of that prior incident. You know what happened, and the narcissist knows what happened, but they don't really care about the facts of what happened. They want to tell you it happened this way. They want to get you to say, no, it didn't. Here's why. And it can seem like, why would somebody try to do that in the middle of communication if you're trying to resolve a problem or try to resolve an argument? They're not interested in solving an argument or a problem. They're interested in you defending yourself, because when they're putting you down, they're feeling better. So they're trying to rise above you. And the only way to do that is to put you down. And so knowing that they try to rewrite history just for their own sick gain, you don't have to take that bait. Knowing that narcissists use this tactic in the moment can help you to resist the temptation to try to write the record. The truth doesn't matter to a narcissist. So writing the record doesn't matter. You're trying to write the record because, and it's a natural instinct to want to write the record, because all of your thoughts and your feelings and your reactions about a particular incident or situation are based on what actually happened during that incident or situation. And so if the narcissist is trying to get you to defend your actions and he's saying the incident didn't happen that way, then it's basically invalidating your entire experience of that situation. Knowing this can be very helpful because you don't have to defend the situation or try to write the record. You can just go, oh, okay, I see what he's doing here. I'm not biting. I'm not taking the bait. I'm just going to, step out of this communication. Because again, it's going to feel like mud, like you're swimming upstream in mud if you're trying to write the record. That's what it's going to feel like. And you don't have to participate. You don't have to bite. So just step away. You can always come back to it, but it's probably going to happen again. But you don't have to participate. You don't have to be a willing participant, because a narcissist needs a willing participant in order to carry out this sick game. You don't have to bite. That means oftentimes that situations don't get resolved, but that's the nature of interacting with a narcissist. Things don't get resolved. You have to go around them, work, find other ways to, have that situation work out. And it might not be the way that you want it to work out, but it can still work out. One way that I have found to kind of get yourself out of a situation where the narcissist is trying to rewrite history, when you notice it happening, you can just write back Or you can say, if you're interacting live with them, you can say this, or if you're interacting through written communication, you can say it. You can say, we see things differently and that's okay. And just leave it at that. There's nothing to fight about. And when you say that statement, he's going to probably, or she's going to come back and say, no, it's not okay. We need to resolve this. And you don't even have to respond to that. I wouldn't respond to that because he wants you to say, no, we can't get it resolved. And then you're right back in another kind of circle that feels like you're swimming upstream in mud. So just don't bite. Just say, we see things differently and that's okay. And you have to be okay with it. You can certainly attempt to try to communicate with them again the next day, but just, keep using that same language because the goal is just to not get inside their mud puddle. So advantage number 3 is knowing that narcissists do not feel emotion. This can feel very, very hurtful when maybe you're standing there trying to talk to them and you're crying and they're stone-faced. They don't feel emotion. So if you know that they don't, you don't have to have that expectation. This was really hard for me to understand because I feel emotion and feelings very deeply. And it was hard for me to truly understand that narcissists don't have that capacity. It was hard for me to accept that because, I just don't understand how the brain could work in a way that someone doesn't feel emotion. But when I finally got it, when I finally accepted it, it was much easier for me to communicate with the narcissist in my life. I just don't expect anything from him. I don't expect kindness. I don't expect truth. I don't expect care and empathy. I just don't expect it. So when I don't expect those things, then I can't be disappointed. I can't be hurt. I just know that it can't happen, and I don't go to that person to get that need met. That's just the way that I handle it, and it's been very helpful for me. And it might be helpful to also understand about this realm of, narcissists not feeling emotion or feeling is that they can't give away what they don't have. So if you're kind of interacting with them, maybe live or even in the written word, and they're not giving you back what you thought would happen in that communication, it's just picture them not having anything literally to give you. Picture their heart and, all the words in the heart like love and kindness and empathy. Just picture an empty heart because they don't have that stuff to give you. And I don't know, I'm a visual person, and having visuals like that really helped me. And they, narcissists can't give it to you. They just can't. One thing that has been helpful for me in this realm as well is I try to process my interactions with my narcissist with other family and friends who do have those emotions like empathy and love and kindness. I process interactions with them, and then they can help me to feel affirmed in what I'm feeling about a particular situation. So it's kind of like if you go to the same door all the time, knock on it and hope to get a different response from someone, and each time you get the same response, you just have to learn to stop knocking on that door. Because when you open the door, you're going to get the same empty interactions that you have all along. So there's another visual for you. I find those to be helpful. Those were the 3 advantages that you have over a narcissist is, once you embrace those advantages, you can effectively interact with a narcissist. And I don't mean effective in the way of resolving things necessarily, although that's, always a hope, I guess. It's that you can interact with them in a way that still allows you to have peace, allows you to have your integrity, and allows you to walk away and be able to do something else in your life that day. The interactions with the narcissist do not have to bring you down. They don't have to steal your joy. And that's the goal of this education around how narcissists interact. It's to keep your own joy and your own peace. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you have other advantages that you know about when interacting with a narcissist, we'd love to hear about them in the comments below. We're a community of people all going through the same thing. And when we learn from each other, it's better for all of us. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.